Hey guys, this is Scott with Heritage Farms, Texas. Well, it's Sunday afternoon and trying to get some work done. I've been at the farm this morning, fed the cattle, put out about 10 bales of hay, got everything ready for the work week to begin. So now it's Sunday afternoon and I'm back at the corporate offices, aka house, here in Heath, Texas. And I wanted to show you something I'm working on in my backyard garden. Check it out. So you've seen the garden before. And you know, this thing had 1, 2, 3, 4, there was 5 beds in this garden. And really in between, and of course one bed was taken over by the wife's rose garden. You can see she's got little stepping stones here. But then I had, this was an onion bed here, onion bed here. If you saw my previous video, the onions are still planted. And then that left 2 beds that were open for tomatoes and other things. But one of the things we're doing, one of the guys on here recommended that we look at the Ruth Stout method of farming. And Ruth Stout, if you don't know who she is, definitely look her up on YouTube. Incredible elderly lady. I'm not sure what her age was when she figured out this method, but one thing about Ruth that I really liked is Ruth didn't want to work. She wanted to do a job as easy as she possibly could. And one thing that she perfected over time was the ability to use hay as a mulch in the garden. And what she would do is she would lay down a layer like 6 inches of hay in the fall, and then come back in the spring, she would lay down another 6 inches of hay. And this hay would constantly decompose. It would turn into dirt, worms, earthworms would start coming. You put another layer of hay. Basically, you're manufacturing dirt, for lack of a better word. But anywhere you put it, it acted as a mulch. There is a ton of YouTube videos on the Ruth Stout method of garden. I recommend you check them out. And one thing that you can do, there's even a couple of people out there that showed, I think Reliance Homestead was one of them. A couple of them started new beds in their gardens where they just basically rolled out a layer of hay on top of the ground. No digging, no nothing. Came back the next spring and they were just basically ready to plant. So when you get ready to plant, what Ruth would tell you to do is just shove the hay aside right where you're gonna plant your seed, and in essence, leave it alone. She said no watering, no chemicals, no weeding, no hoeing. Hey, all that stuff I like, because let's face it, most of the time during the week I'm working, traveling on business. On the weekends I'm at the farm. I just don't have a lot of time. So here's a good example. So you get down here and look. I don't know if this shows it, but you can see here's my onion sets. So I've kind of just pushed them aside a little bit. Got a little mulch here. The onion sets are shining through. And we'll see what happens. But supposedly this is a great way to keep down on the weeds. As it starts to rain, the hay will settle. It'll get flat. But hey, I'm willing to try anything that saves time. Sounds like a good theory to me. So once again, Ruth Stout method of farming. And I'm late, like everything else. I should have done this in the fall last year, so here it is spring. So I missed a cycle, because really, you're supposed to do it in the fall to plant in the spring. But hey, I'm a little behind. I'll just shove it aside. Also though, in between each of these beds, we had an actual walkway. But you know, I'm halfway thinking about turning those walkways into another place to actually plant. I don't know that I need a walkway that's 3 feet wide in between the rows. So I might be able to pick up a couple of smaller beds as well. I don't know. Something to think about. At the very least, I'm trying to keep the weeds down and out of the garden, so that if somebody looks at my garden or the backyard, they'll say, ah, that looks pretty well kept. What little do they know. Hey guys, if you like what you see, hit the YouTube subscribe button, hit the little bell next to it, hit the like button, comment, yay, nay. Let me know what you think, guys. We're trying to grow our YouTube channel. We have a long ways to go to get monetized, but hey, it's a journey, kind of like everything else in my life. So here is an example of what the Ruth Stout method of gardening looks like as you get started here. So you can see I got my tomato plants. I really don't like these tomato cages because they're hard to get in. I got to cut some bigger holes in there for your arms, but you can see with the Ruth Stout method, you just push the hay to the side, you plant directly in there, and off you go. The hay acts as a mulch, keeps the weeds out, keeps moisture in, and it's amazing. You can scoot this hay back and you'll find worms under it, which are just great for the soil. You can see, but I got my tomato plants, got a few jalapenos in here, so making progress. So once again, this is all new to me, just trying this out for the first time, but this is the Ruth Stout method of gardening. You can see up here on the onions, what they basically talked about was come in here and you just push the hay to the side, plant your onion sets, push it back up there. It acts as a mulch, keeps the ground wet, weeds down, and off you go. So got some onion sets there. So we'll keep you updated as time moves along. Hey, this is the company dog, Coco. Come here. What a great dog. Sit. Coco, sit. Look at that. And with that, Coco says adios. And you guys have a great week. Thanks.